do this. Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is JayDamage. I'm back again with another video. And so basically, you know, I'm not gonna lie, dealing with this YouTube stuff is, man, it's very frustrating. I mean, making these videos every day and seeing no results. I mean, it's starting to make me feel like I'm shadow banned, but I don't want to claim that because I don't necessarily know. But today we have a new video from 1C Entertainment. This video is called True Kidnap Horror Story, animated. So basically this is just going to be like a animated horror story. If you haven't seen my channel, you should already know this is a reaction channel, and basically I just react to, you know, mostly, you know, these animated videos. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into this, and we're gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna give my opinion afterwards. So give me a chance, we're gonna go ahead and get this get this started. All right, here we go.
My name is Christina, and this happened 2 years ago when I was 15. Just for you to know, it isn't really a scary story. I had a best friend named Adusa. She was from Nigeria. If you don't know, it's a country in Africa. She is very beautiful. She is caramel brown and has dark brown afro. Anyway, I wasn't that pretty. I mean, I wasn't ugly, but I had blood red hair and beautiful blue eyes, but let's just say she was top-notch, at least to every guy. Anyway, this happened when we went to hang out. A white car stopped next to us, and a guy who was about 28 years old pulled down his window. He didn't look scary. He was actually very handsome. "Where are you pretty ladies heading off to?" he asked with a flirty grin. "None of your business," Adusa said. "What's the matter, pretty girl?" he said, looking at Adusa. Of course, it was just about Adusa, I thought to myself. "And what about you, cutie?" he said, looking at me and winked. I was blushing. This was the first time a guy talked to me when Adusa was there. I was all over him at that point, but Adusa didn't really want to talk to him. But that didn't bother me. Actually, I was happy that I had him for myself.
See, her African friend, with her being attractive, she already kind of knew mentally what type of shit that, you know, these niggas be on. So that's the reason why she just was trying to go ahead and swipe it off. See, these girls who aren't as attractive or who don't get as much attention, once they start getting attention, it becomes addictive. That's the main reason why we have these females on Instagram and all these other platforms getting half naked and shit, because a lot of them have never really got attention like that until they really got to the internet, and that's the reason why they go crazy over it. But we'll continue.
After 30 minutes of talking, he asked us if we wanted to ride with him. "Get lost, freak," Adusa yelled, but I did want to ride with him. By the way, his car looked very expensive, so it would have been very exciting. So I told her that I wanted her to. I told her I was going to go. She tried to tell me not, but my mind was already set up. I entered the car and left Adusa behind. Everything was...
So at no point in time did she think about, you know, when you're a kid, your parents tell you never get in the car with strangers, don't talk to strangers, and for some weird reason, a man's attraction or you finally getting some attention that you don't usually get will make you make a rash decision to jump in a car with a man you don't even know. Let's continue.
It's fine. We were just driving around, talking and laughing. It was already night, and I wanted to go home. I told him to bring me home. He nodded, so he drove and drove. After 30 minutes, I noticed he didn't even know my address, and he didn't ask for it. Where was he planning on bringing me? My naive self thought that maybe he was just going to leave me where he found me. We drove and drove until I fell asleep. I woke up by someone tying me up. I opened my eyes, and there he was, that 28-year-old guy, tying me into a chair in a basement or something like that.
These stories are starting to become so typical to me, because it's like, so at no point in time did you be like, this could be a possible weirdo. I mean, every dude that tries to talk to you isn't a fucking weirdo, but it's just like, you know, these weird circumstances. Your friend is obviously giving you signals that something isn't right about the situation, but you hop in the car with a nigga, you fall asleep, and now you wake up being tied by the dude. It's crazy.
He noticed I was awake and started grinning. Your friend there was really smart. You know, I would have preferred of taking her. I was confused. What are you talking about? And what are you doing? He didn't answer, just started laughing like a mad person. What the hell did I get myself into? Not long after, there was a knocking. He stopped laughing and went up to check who was there, and then they came down with a man who was in his mid-60s. "You promised me a refugee," the man said. I was so confused. They were both talking about me and for how much the old man would buy me. I was very confused. I didn't know what I should do at that moment. Then, I heard a loud banging on the door, and then someone breaking inside the house and immediately ran towards the door and banged it open. There were cops standing there with my parents and Adisa looking all worried. Later on, Adisa told me that the phone tracker we put in each other's phones to find each other whenever we needed to know where we are, she said she used it.
That black woman was on point. That sister was on point. See, I be trying to tell y'all, man. I mean, I'm not going to speak down on any other race or anything of that nature, but see, some of these black women and people who don't know our women are attractive. They have, like, you know, these super bodies, as y'all probably seen on the internet and whatnot. And a lot of times, like, these girls have dealt with so many dudes trying to holler at them that they already, like, have senses of the type of dudes that's approaching them. So they can kind of tell when you're on the bullshit or if you just really try and talk to them. You know what I'm saying? So she noticed that, and then she kind of was on point with her friend because her friend was naive, hopped in the car. So she said, I'm going to go ahead and use the tracker. She already put that in her friend's mind to have a tracker on her friend. That kind of tells me that she already kind of suspected her friend would be naive to jump in a car with a dude. But let's continue.
Since I didn't answer her phone. And when she found out I was in another country, she immediately called the police. I am in another country?
She was in another country? Damn.
I yelled. I was so shocked. I didn't even notice we drove for so long, but I was just happy to be home, and that 28-year-old man was in jail now because he kidnapped girls and smelled them, and he did that to about 30 other girls. I am just happy that I am not one of them. He's now in prison for 8 years. I just now know that not all crazy people look crazy and that I can't trust anyone.
Okay, that's it for the video. Now let that be a lesson to most people that is out there. One thing I want people to understand, if you happen to run across this video, I want you to understand that the people that you think are the child molesters, the rapists, the weirdos, you know, just the individuals who are doing weird things to people, kidnapping them and things of that nature. It's not always the person that you typically think of. Like, for some reason, I think, you know, movies and the internet, when we think about a person who is a weirdo or whatnot, we always think about just some fat dude, some fat unattractive person that's sitting on a computer that people, you know, people always think of this unattractive, weird looking person, but people don't understand a lot of these people who are doing a lot of these wild ass crimes are attractive people. It'll be a person that is extremely attractive that will lead you to your death. I know this from experience. I had a friend close to me. I'll tell y'all a quick story, then we out of here. So I had a friend that I used to go to clubs with. I was actually underage. I wasn't underage, but I was only 18. I wasn't even supposed to be in these clubs. These clubs were like 21 and up. And I never forget, I had a friend, and you know, he never really had girls like that. He had girls, but he hadn't had girls at like this level. So what ended up happening, we had went to one of these clubs. I'm not going to disclose where we were at. We went to this club and whatever, and it was this girl that was just all over him. And I already kind of thought it was kind of like odd that this woman looked like a high-end Instagram model, and she was all over my friend, which I'm not saying my friend is ugly, no homo, no none of that type of shit, but he just was like a regular dude. And it just was weird to me that she was all over him. You know what I'm saying? And then he ended up telling me, hey, I'm about to go to the hotel with this girl. He gave me his keys to his car. I barely even know how to drive like that. He gave me the keys to his car. I was like, yo, I'm about to go home with this girl, whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. He ends up going to the hotel. He leaves me his number or whatever. I go back to the crib. I'm chilling or whatever. I'm on the phone talking with my girl, as a matter of fact. Next thing you know, I didn't even realize it, but I look on my phone as I'm talking. I had like 100 notifications from him calling me. So I'm just like, I'm thinking he's trying to tell me like some fun story that he experienced with the girl. Whole time it's like an emergency. He like, bro, answer the phone, answer the phone. So I pick up the phone. He like, bro, come get me right now. And I'm like, why? What's going on? So look, I fucking, this shit ain't funny. I don't know why I'm laughing, but I fucking get in the car. I'm headed towards the hotel that he was at or whatever. As soon as I get there, he comes running outside and hops in the car and was like, drive, drive. I'm like, what's going on? So the girl basically took him there, right? Took him to the hotel. They went and got a room. It's so crazy. I guess she already had a room. He goes to the room. He goes in there, has sex with the girl. And what's so crazy is, I guess at the end of him having sex, he's laying there on the bed, just chilling. A bunch of dudes come run in the room, rob him, fight him, all type of wild ass shit. Basically stripped him, because all the nigga had on was his fucking boxers, and just got off with all this shit. Now mind you, the key thing that I left out of this story is he had a bunch of jewelry on. Not like no little jewelry like y'all see me wearing. He had like big shit on. He had like, gold watch, diamond fucking jewelry, because this is one of my rapper friends, obviously. But they end up robbing him, whatever. He hopped back in the car. We go in the car. I drive him to his mom crib. We walk in there, and as he changing his clothes, we laughing about this shit or whatever. But it's crazy because we're laughing about it, but the whole time when we think about it, it was like, wow, you could have actually died. Those dudes could have came in and killed you. You know what I'm saying? When we think about it. So the lesson in this whole story is you cannot trust nobody. I don't care how attractive they are, just because they may look a certain type of way or they may seem a certain type of way, doesn't mean that they're subject to never do some bullshit. I just feel like as a people, we need to understand that just because a person doesn't look like they're on weird shit, doesn't mean that they're not. So yeah, so that was just something I wanted to a quick story I wanted to share with y'all right quick. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell, whatever you gotta do. And I'm gonna go ahead and see y'all in the next video, and we're gonna go ahead and keep this train rolling. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night. All right.